Om Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये. We were in Shloka.
Balaji, this tomorrow. Sorry, I got
Yeah,
too late.
Hari Om.
You go ahead. You did the prayer song, and we're supposed
Yeah,
to do some Manana on that 22nd one, I think.
21st sloka.
Yeah, 21st sloka, right.
Yeah.
So you guys start with it. I'm just going to screen this thing. Hold on. Okay.
yeah,
Let me-
no
yeah.
problem. So you want me to read the shloka once?
Yeah,
When
you do the prayer song now. I'll be there second.
yeah.
Thank you.
वेदाविनाशिनं नित्यं य एनम् अजमव्ययम् कथं स पुरुषः पार्थ कं घातयति हन्तिकम्. Whosoever knows him to be indestructible, eternal, unborn, and inexhaustible, how can that man slay, O Partha, or cause others to be slain? We haven't started yet 22nd shloka, no?
No, we just finished sloka 21, but the latter part was not included in the Manana. Only we did till we were discussing the Sarkarm Sannyasa that day.
Yeah.
I'm not the doer was also like that. From that, there wasn't no discussion on that.
I'm not the doer, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Cannot be known, and I'm not the doer. Again, that how they say he is not only not the doer, he is also not enjoying. So both the enjoyership also not there. So that's the nature of if in the Atma.
Kartrutva and Bhoktrutva, both are.
Bhoktrutva. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
both.
that, yeah.
No, Akarta Atma, that Atma is Akarta. If the answer meaning like they were going out, if Kartritva is the very nature of the Atma, then the doer, it should be doing all the time. It's not going to, so that's not what happens. So you don't do anything. And you also see the enjoyership, Bhoktritva, no Kartritva. So either one of that, like neither Kartritva nor Bhoktritva. And that's what this neither doership nor enjoyership, when there is no I sense, which means I meaning that ahankara is not there. When the ahankara is absent at times
It
between
was
two.
like uh, what they are saying here is that like when in between the thoughts, when there is
That's what you were
like
saying yesterday, right? This
yeah.
in
So
between thoughts.
in between the thoughts, when
Mm.
there is that I is also not existing.
Mm.
In between the thoughts, I think it is that you are not involved in doership, or neither you are enjoying something, right? So
Mm.
in between that, there is no sankalpa, for there is no desire. So it is as if it is a, space which is uh, in which we do not have that I sense, because whenever we'll have the I sense, ahankara, then that doership will definitely come, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in between those moments, like the Swamiji is saying here that Atma is neither karta nor bhokta. But what happens in between the thoughts, in between the two thoughts, when there is no doership or
No
enjoyership?
doership or enjoyership, yeah.
Yeah, but still, in that case also, Atma is not the karta. It still remains a karta.
Non-doer,
Even
yeah.
if there is no enjoyership or doership at that moment, still in that case also, Atma would be still a karta. It would not be a karta.
Say, for example, like this is my thought. I don't know that's the right way to put it. This Atma is, say, it is a doer. That means it's going to uh, be doing things all the time. And then I don't know how you can, especially the beings, right? Like every Nama Rupa has their own things to do. In that sense, that every Atma in that thing, that person thinks that the person is doing, then there will be too many Atmas will be existing, which is also not there. Right? One, the Atma is, when we say it's only one, that doesn't go along with the Shastra and the Shruti. And Shruti is saying is Atma is Akarta. So that knowledge also we cannot say this not correct statement.
Yeah, we read about the sankalpa which uh, which is there before an action is happening. A sankalp is taken, and when the sankalp is taken, then that action happens. Either
Mm.
it may lead to enjoyship
To the
or
Maya,
misery,
yeah.
whatever. Like, yeah, it's in the influence of Maya.
Mm.
But in case of Atma, it does not have that sankalpa. It is
Now when
because it is not the subject of action, like it is not performing, neither it is undergoing any action. Like it is
you,
not an object of action, it is not a subject of action. So when
right.
it is not either of these, then there is no question of taking sankalpa, because it is not in that doership, or like it is not performing any action, nor it is undergoing any action. So there is no sankalpa, and when there is no sankalpa, then we say Atma is a karta, a karma and a karta, both. And when there is it is neither both, then there is it. But this one paragraph, no, when there is no enjoyship or doership
I,
in between the thoughts,
right.
it is
When you
just
say
I
that,
think an example.
Ahankara, right? When you say the ahankara, that ahankara is, I am the one doing, right?
Yeah,
When
yeah.
I,
When you have that notion of I,
exactly.
Jai
So,
Gurudev.
yeah, sorry,
But
go ahead.
Dr. Savita, you said it is not an object or subject, but Atma is the very subject. Then
no,
what
we are
is there?
talking about,
It's
no,
not
no, we are
subject of
talking,
the action.
I am
Action.
talking about the action,
Yeah,
subject of the action.
action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like not a singular word subject.
Mhm.
It is a subject, but it is not subject of action. Like it is not performing. Who is a subject?
Mhm.
Subject is one who is doing the action, right? He is a subject, and what is undergoing is the object. So it is like if we are talking in terms of action, then it is neither the subject nor it is an object of action. We read in the previous verse number 21, uh, page number 219, we read that Atma is neither the subject nor the object of any action, which is why it cannot be affected by punya and papa or destroyed by anyone, not even Ishvara. And if it were the subject of an action, it would necessarily undergo a change in order to perform the action. A new action cannot emanate in any other way. The subject, the doer of the action, has a thought or a desire, sankalpa, and undergoes whatever change is necessary to perform the action. Right? So it is in regard to the action we are relating these two terms, subject and object.
But in the
Mhm.
subject also, like when it's only when you're considering one being, then you say, for example, jnani, right, wise person, you say, I don't perform any action, right? That is also, he's saying that he realizing that he is an atma, the the real person being when he names I part. Uh, and then he probably also realized that Atma exists in him, also exists in everyone else, every other being around him. So he sees the same. So in that sense, Atma becomes one. So I don't know. You can even say in the subject mode in that space.
Yeah, it was just as if there's a diversity in the explanation, in a way that Swamiji is giving an example
Mm.
how much the thoughts may be happening, like in between the thoughts, what is there, like if I am not the enjoyer or the doer,
Mm-hmm.
then at that moment is the Atma there? Is it doing something? But Swamiji is saying that it is at that moment also, when there is no I sense, also, still Atma is not the doer. It is still Akarta.
Yeah, that's where the can Atma be known.
Yeah.
That's where you were talking about, right? That how can I gain the knowledge of the Akartir Atma? I cannot see the Akartir Atma. Here Sankara says that knowledge of Atma is not similar to the knowledge of an object, but is rather the removal of ignorance about the subject itself. So there is a knower who has ignorance about himself or herself, and the removal of that ignorance is the only knowledge being discussed here. This knowledge is Vritti is I am not the doer, Aham Akarta. This thought, Vritti, is capable of destroying the ignorance. about oneself. A particular fact that I am the Atma, the non doer. Again, this is a fact. Particular fact that I am the Atma, the non doer, is not known, and ignorance of this fact is removed by a vritti brought about by the teaching Upadesha. The vritti, having done its job, goes along with the ignorance. So that ignorance is uh, that that I am doing everything right. That small I is always there.
Ignorance is here is that Atma is the doer. Atma
Yeah.
is, yeah.
When you say Atma is the do, I am doing it. That I part is again uh, read about Atma, the capital I. Then when we say I am the doer or I am karta, then that's the wrong ignorance, right? That's a part. But that this vritti jnana, what he's talking about is the that is capable of destroying the ignorance about oneself. This is the same vritti jnana what he talked about in the previous paragraph, right?
Vritti Jnana is the knowledge with the help of which a
Through
person
the
comes to the
teaching.
conclusion that I am not the doer. It's like
Mm.
the Vritti Jnana is
Somebody
helps you to destroy that ignorance that basically it removes all
by the
the,
teaching or upadesha, it
yeah,
says.
and by the antakarana shuddhi which happens, that
Mm.
is all what is this knowledge, this vritti jnana we are uh, taking from the scriptures, Vedas, Guru, everything. So with the
Right.
help of that, that ignorance is removed, so that we can know that Atma is not the doer, and it is all the qualities of Atma which were there, like Akarta, Nitya, Aprameya, Avikriya, to reach to that knowledge, basically.
Mhm. Where is the problem here? We have a complete methodology, prakriya for it, how exactly the knowledge takes place, and so on. If you say that it does not take place in your particular mind, antakarana, then we will say that a certain type of antakarana is necessary, and that there are ways for you to gain it. This is why Gita talks so extensively about yoga and so on. Because you do not want to accept something, you keep on talking about its impossibility. This is because of your commitment to a belief. You are not committed to truth. First, you commit yourself to a belief, to a faith, and then explore for confirmation of that belief in the Shastra. One should have Shraddha in the Shastra and explore it to find out what it has to convey. So first you see what this Shastra says, and then you have to have Shraddha in Shastra and explore it to find out what it has to convey. So that's about uh, can Atma be known? Yes, it can be known. That's the answer. Finally, after reading this much, oh my God. And of course, it's known Akartha.
You know, we
About
previously read that Atma is aprameya, like it is an object of
yeah,
knowledge which cannot be known. It is aprameya. It is only the
yeah, I
removal
don't remember. Did
of
we
an,
read it in here or in somewhere else?
yeah, in the previous verses, one or two verses back, we read
Yeah.
it is
Prameya means,
aprameya.
yeah, Prameya means what? I know, means without or no. right? Like I'm trying to see
Prameya, which can be known,
which
which
can
can
be known.
object.
Prameya
Yeah.
is uh, to be known. Yes, not.
And aprameya is an object of knowledge. Like it is not. It
It's
cannot be
not an
known.
object of
It,
knowledge.
knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I know I probably got somewhere.
Because it is self-evident. No, it is swata siddha. It is. It
Hmm.
is present nitya, always, and it is shashwat swata siddha. Like it
Shashwata.
is always self-evident. So it cannot be known. It is as though it is there always. Nitya.
Mm. Nitya, right. Okay. So, the next one is I'm not the doer. So, anyone wants me to read anything? Please let me know before. I think we'll take one topic at a time and work with it. I know it is going to take.
You just read can Atma be known? After that, there is an importance of intellectual honesty, which was like we were reading about the Badha.
Pada, right. That's the one we wanted to read, right?
Yeah,
And
importance of
Atma
intellectual
Vedana.
honesty.
Oh, yeah. This is the one we want to read. The importance of intellectual honesty. If you're honest, committed to truth, all you need to do is look back at what has been said here. You will find nothing that you can disown or disprove. All that has been said is something that you have to see as it is. We are not proposing anything speculative. We are not making a promise. We say that you are an akarta, that you are avinashi, indestructible. How can such a person perform any action, there being no action really? Okay, I'll read this again. If you're honest, committed to truth, all you need to do is look back at what has been said here. You will find nothing that you can disown or disprove. All that has been said is something that you have to see as it is. We are not proposing anything speculative. We are not making a promise. We say that you are an akarta. We say that you are an akarta, that you are avinashi, indestructible. How can such a person perform any action, there being no action really? Mm. So you are told that you are Nakarta and you are Avinashi, indestructible. There are two types of negation. One is physical negation, Nisheda, and the other is negation by knowledge, Bhada. Okay, so this is the answer to the top question is how can such a person perform in any action, there being no action really? So that is done by two types of negation. One is a physical negation called Nicheda, and the other is negation by knowledge is called Bada. The Kartrutva Buddhi is there and it is negated. So the Buddhi is saying that your Kartrutva is there and it is negated. That you may see the same person performing an action, talking, for example, and at the same time saying that Atma is Akarta and so on, like I am doing now. One could one could say that Krishna was talking and was therefore a Karta. Arjuna could have said to Krishna, "You are performing the action of talking to me. How then you can you tell me that Atma is Akarta?" To say that one who knows Atma does not perform any action means that you do not know Atma. To say that one who knows Atma does not perform any action means that you do not know Atma. Doesn't make any sense. Krishna was definitely performing actions. For one thing, for one thing, he was driving Arjuna's chariot. Does this not make him an Ajnani? And if he is an Ajnani, what does he have to teach? This kind of question arises only because Atma is not understood. So they're giving all the confusion part in the beginning, and then the end they say Atma is not understood. That makes sense. When you see the sun rise, you enjoy it and negate it. So when you see the sunrise, you enjoy it and negate it also because you know that the sun does not actually rise. There is a conclusion that the sun rises, and because I see it rising, I say that the conclusion is true. I perceive it. Therefore, the sun rises in the eastern sky. By further knowledge, however, we understand the whole process of why the sun appears as though it is rising. The sun rising becomes only an appearance and therefore is not a real rising. In that, there is no real action of rising on the part of the sun. Thus, seeing the sunrise, you negate it, knowing that it does not rise at all. This is negation by knowledge, bada. You see and you still you negate. Okay, so the first one was the talking or uh, reading or whatever. That's a physical action, right? So you're negating it. That's called nisheda. And this one you perceive something, but that actual knowledge kind of clears it. That's not actually happening. So that's a difference between the nisheda and pada. Similarly, we see a variety of colors in a peacock's feathers, but there are no such colors. In fact, the appearance of color is due to different prism like structures that reflect light in a particular manner. This is purely Bada, negation by knowledge. It does not mean that you are negating the perception of color, only that you are negating color being there. You know, I never knew that there was a prism like structures in the peacock feather, but it obviously it is. Huh? That's another Bada. In fact, all science is purely Bada. Hmm. All science is purely Bada. It goes on negating. It sees something and then finds that it is not true and that something else is true instead. When you go after the substance of a given substance, what was previously considered to be the substance is found to have no substance because it has to depend on another substance for its existence. In this way, we find that any substantive loses uh, its substance and still continues to exist. And although you have negated its existence, you may even use it. Bother is a kind of negation that is done by everyone. A physicist will say that gold is nothing but some quanta of energy. And copper is also some quanta of energy. However, this does not mean that he will give his fiancée a copper engagement ring. Buying a gold ring does not in any way alter his knowledge, but that both gold and copper are but energy. This is also Bada negation. Seeing it, you negate it. Bada then is a different type of negation, and that is how the Kartrutva Buddhi in the Atma is negated. Hmm. So, how they're deriving the final thing now. Bada then is a different type of negation. That is how the Kartrutva Buddhi in the Atma is negated. Bada negation is not a simple negation. Once Bada is there, regardless of what the Jnani does, he or she knows that I perform no action. This is the knowledge, jnana, and there is no way of losing it. Okay, so this is the knowledge, jnana. There is no way of losing it. This is what we call sarva karma sannyasa. It does not mean that a person will not do any action. It means that the Chit Ananda Atma does not perform any action. So this is the Bada. That the Bada is by negation, different type of negation.
So even as a karma yogi, when you have this badha, you are still a non-doer.
Mm.
So you have two ways. One is the physical action, that is not your doing. And you're taking it as prasada. Even that, maybe there's a tinge of doership, bhoktrutva also there, because you're receiving the results as prasada.
Mm.
But gradually, even that drops with this vritti jnana that I aham akarta.
Mm-hmm. So that knowledge is the key part,
Is the
first
key.
thing, and then this Bada is another type of negation. It said.
See, the whole of
Bada
Atma Nirvana
by
Shatakam
knowledge.
is this Bada.
Yeah, Bada
Mano,
is negation by knowledge.
yeah.
Mm.
When we say Mano Buddhya Hankara Chittani Naham,
Right.
all of that, the whole Atma Shatakam is Bada.
Mm.
And we understand also, no? We understand. See,
Right.
they're all changing. The mind doesn't remain constant.
Mm.
So by definition, anything which changes cannot be truth. So therefore, and anything that changes, the body changes, it has its shad vikaras. So therefore, that is not the truth. So I am what? I am that Satchidananda, Shivoham, Shivoham. So intellectually we understand. So we have a physical negation, intellectual negation. What has to come to our awareness and realization is that we can't even call it experience. It is that realization, uncovering the untruth or uncovering the truth.
Yeah.
Removing
Removing
that veil of
veil
ignorance.
of ignorance, right? The importance of intellectual honesty. So nicely explained to understand this Bada, right? Negation by knowledge. The first example was given as sunrise, the peacock feather, and that the physicist trying to analyze this copper like metals, right, in the quantum form of energy, and trying to figure out which one is better, right? Not really, even though they are saying seeing it is negated. Same way, this Kartrutva Buddhi in the Atma is negated. So that one person who knows the jnani is knows that he doesn't perform any action, but he does perform action. It does not mean that he wouldn't do any action, but that person is called sarva karma sannyasa or sannyasi. So please share your thoughts also. Like, or do you want me to repeat anything? We have one more paragraph to do. Yeah, it's 7:38. Okay. Okay, let me read this last two paragraph. There is nothing more to be done. While performing karma, the sarva karma sannyasi sees that there is freedom from action. In action, he or she sees actionlessness. So first he sees the freedom from action. In action, he sees the or she sees actionlessness. The one who knows this is called Buddhiman. The one who knows this is called Buddhiman. Such a person has the knowledge, Buddhi, and has done everything that has to be done. Krishna, Krishna Karmakrit.
Krishna Karmakrit.
Krishna Karmakrit. But it's not Krishna, but it's Krishna.
Krishna is related to Krit. Kritna, Krit word is doing, no? Krit.
Yeah, that's a
Krishna.
root word. Is look like Krit. Krishna. Karma,
Yeah.
karma krit. Okay,
Krit.
karma krit. Okay, the same thing comes out. Because he or she knows that Atma is Akarta, always full. Atma is Akarta, always full, Purna. Shankara depends a lot of time here, quoting from later verses, because of the importance of these two sentences. Shankara spends a lot of time for here, quoting from later verses, because of the importance of these two sentences. He said that it would be shown that one who has self-knowledge, Atmajnana, alone is qualified for Sarva Karma Sannyasa. So one who has self-knowledge, Atmajnana alone is qualified for Sarva Karma Sannyasa. Such a person is not bound anymore by karma. Therefore, whatever a Sarva Karma Sannyasi does, he or she does only because it has to be done, not because of any desired result. Because of the person's prarabdha karma, certain actions may be performed. This will be seen repeatedly throughout the Gita Sastra. What is relevant here is the initial conclusion that Atma is not subject to any change or destruction. What is relevant here is the initial conclusion that Atma is not a subject to any change. Okay, yeah, it's Avyaya. Indestructible, right? Okay. So we have plenty of time to review this. So please share your thoughts on this sloka. 21. Sloka number 21 is.
The physicist example is, it's very clear. It makes it very clear.
Yeah, especially when it comes to the ornament, right? You won't want to get the copper ring to get the gold ring. It's really nice. Yeah, I also felt that, but sometimes you come to know something different, right? Like peacock feather side wasn't about. I don't remember reading anywhere about that. It's naturally we like that color.
Even I was thinking naturally it is like that.
Yeah, yeah. This one says, but I do remember seeing like that feather kind of, it like a tiny little hair kind of thing sticking out on the that if you see it closely. But now that it's saying, I may want to look under a microscope or something to look at look like a prism, which reflects the color. The way how nature is so beautiful, right? Like how they make it nice. So sunrise, which that example probably everybody know about it. As though racing, as though racing. So the knowledge clears that, negating it. That's that. This is the take home is that that knowledge, knowing that I am akarta, aham akarta, and knowing that kartrutva buddhi is negated from the Atma. And the one who knows this
Hey, Gurudev.
knowledge.
No, Gurudev, always says, classical chemistry and, quantum physics.
Mm,
So this is very.
yeah, even the meditation class, he always, one of the meditation, he says, like, you just see the space, like, you're not seeing any face or the body, like, you just replace it with, like, empty
Yes.
space. Like, that part everybody is like we all dissolve into that.
Yes.
Dr. Brahma also used to, she read this quantum some class that she did also mention that we're all like all in particles floating around. Anything to be repeated, please? We have a few minutes, but then after that, otherwise I'll go on to the next sloka. Veda vinasinam nityam yayenam ajam avyayam khatam sa purushaga partha kam katayati hantikam. This is the one. So self to be eternal, undecaying and undestructible. Avyayam. Ajam is unborn. Avyayam.
Screen is not seen, Dr. Mara.
Hmm?
Screen, we're not able to see the screen.
You're not? I am sharing the screen. You mean
Yeah,
the...
it is seen there.
Okay.
Screen is there.
I was reading the
The
sloka.
shloka, yeah.
Okay, sorry. I was reading it from the book. Anyway, okay, yeah. This is sloka because I thought we'll review this word so that it stays in our mind. Avinashi, that is the, I was looking for that word, uh, this avyayam is no changes, I think. Yeah, does not undergo decline or changes. Avyayam. Avinashinam. Avinashinam is the indestructible. So Abhinashinam. Okay, Abhinashinam. Nityam. So that's a where is Veda? Oh, Yaha Veda is here. The one who knows. Okay, so one who knows is Aha Veda. So one who knows that Atma is Avinashinam, Nityam. Here is Yaha. Enam, this Atma, Aja, unborn, and Avyayam, that which does not undergo decline. So this comes in first line of this sloka 21. So when one knows, like Yaha Veda, right? Veda means knows Avinashinam, Nityam, Enam, Ajam, Avyayam. 4 things here. And Katham sa, how sa Purushaha Partha kam gatayati antikam. One who kills and one who causes to destroy. Gatayati.
Katham ghatayati.
Sorry, kam gatayati. Right? Kam gatayati
Yes,
antikam.
kshamyatam. Kam ghatayati. And
Antikam.
katham.
Oh, Katham is here. Okay, got it. I was looking where the Katham is. I remember reading it, but it's like, okay. I'm looking, I kind of trying to have that verse in my head, but I forget it. Okay. So, O son of Pritha, the one who knows this self to be indestructible, timeless, unborn, not subject to decline, how and whom does the person kill? Whom does he cause to kill? So Bhagavan is saying to Arjuna. Okay. So the Sarva Karma Sannyasi thing is we've been reading it several places, and this is one way to understand it better. Nothing more to be done. I'll start the next sloka, but I don't think we can finish this one. 22 will be.
You can start, we can we'll stop
I
after
think
5 minutes.
yeah. 232, page 232. Okay, so 228. So about 4 pages. Okay. Vasamsi. I don't know how do I get this.
वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णान् अन्यानि संयान्ति नवानि देहि.
Thank you. I know I trying to get that this to Santi, right? This
Yeah, it is Trishtup meter. Trishtup.
meter, yeah. Vasam, like that. Naraha, a human being, yata, just as Jirnani, old, Vasamsi, clothes. So, Jirnani is old, Vasamsi is clothes. Vihaya, giving up, Aparani, okay, Aparani, others. Navani is new, Grihnati, takes, Tatha, so too, Dehi, the indweller of the body. Dehi is indweller of the body. Jirnani, old, Sarirani, bodies. Vihaya, giving up. Anyani, others. Navani, new. samyati, samyati, takes. So naraha yatha jirnani vasansi vihaya aparani navani grihnati tata dehi jirnani sarirani vihaya anyani navani samyati. 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 Just as a person gives up old clothes and takes up new ones, so too the indweller of the body gives up old bodies and takes others which are new. Again, just as a person gives up old clothes and takes up new ones, so too the indweller of the body gives up old bodies and takes others which are new. Oh, other bodies which are new. The word Nara means a human being, or etymologically one who cannot be destroyed, who always survives somehow. If a person is enlightened, he or she survives eternally as eternal Brahman. If not, the person merely survives how? The word yatha, meaning justice, indicates that an illustration is about to be presented. I think, okay, let me quickly read this one. Here the illustration used is the discarding of old clothes for a new or better ones. Vasamsi jirnani vihaya aparani navani grihnati. Similarly, old body, sarira, is given up and new one is taken. The word sarira means that which is subject to disintegration. Bodies therefore become useless
Why
in
not,
time.
Stephen? Great morning. They look so big. That other one I was seeing, I think that is small because you had tried with a different.
Shwetaji,
So
kindly
please,
mute yourself.
yeah, the word sarira means that which is subject to disintegration. Bodies therefore become useless in time because of natural aging process, disease, or abuse. The abuse may be caused by someone's wrong action, like murder, for instance, or by your own abuse, by slow suicide, like drinking, and so on. A person destroys the body, and thus it is rendered old and useless. Jirna. Okay, I'm going to stop here. So we can do it tomorrow. Repeat this. Do you guys want to say anything about this verse? This is also very familiar verse. Taking off, I mean, especially when you're pointing to the clothes spot. Taking off your old clothes and putting your new clothes on. Like that, taking the old bodies, leaving the day he is the indweller of the body, leaves that old body and enter the new one. But that going to be read pretty much. Only end the
Belaji, can
sloka.
you share the meditation? Like, I
Oh,
have the same meditation, so it's repeating every time. So if you
okay.
have,
Let me see. Let me try and see.
or Belaji must be having.
Savita ji, I have that different meditation, but I will play from the YouTube only the what
Yeah.
we do. So,
Okay.
but kindly
Okay.
send me at your convenience this what Brahmaraji has sent you, so that
Yeah.
next time I can play through mail.
I have only one meditation, like acceptance that
Yeah,
Dr.
yeah,
Brahma.
that only, no? That is the
Yeah.
beautiful.
Today, can I request that we'll do the meditation on our own, because
Okay.
I will have to start the other meeting in about 3 minutes.
Yeah,
So
that's why
Yeah,
I
we will
yeah,
just
thought.
stop
sure.
with the Shanti part.
Yeah.
And yeah. Thank you.
Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Dhanyavad, Dr. Mara and everybody. Dhanyavad.
Oh, thank you. Hopefully, that helps.
Jai
I'll see you
Gurudev.
guys tomorrow. Jai Gurudev. Thank you.